James Bay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Prime Minister has been very skittish about clarifying whether or not Mike Duffy acted as a conduit between Enbridge and his office. Yeah. We know that both the Prime Minister and his Chief of Staff were in direct communications with Duffy about Enbridge, and Enbridge is now saying that they thought these exchanges with Duffy were inappropriate, and so they warned the Prime Minister's office. So will the Prime Minister confirm whether or not Enbridge did speak to him and whether or not he took any steps to tell Duffy that this supposed case of reverse lobbying was inappropriate? What steps did the Prime Minister take?
Very good. Obviously, Mr. Speaker, I reject most of that question. But look, these are matters that are before the court. I'm not going to comment on evidence that's before the court. But, Mr. Speaker, as you know, I've been accused of being too partisan. But last night, when I got home to my condominium here, my apartment in Ottawa Centre, how excited I was to get the 2015 tax tips for families from my Member of Parliament here in Ottawa. Chock full of 14 pages of tax savings for the people of Canada, thanks to this government. I want to thank the NDP Member of Parliament for Ottawa Centre for highlighting all of these great tax things that we have done on this side of the House, Mr. Speaker. And I hope you'll continue to vote for them in the next budget. Congratulations.
Order. It's such a nice moment. Let's not spoil it. Honourable Member for Timmins, James Bay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My colleague might believe that the House of Commons is a place to act out farce. We believe it's a place to answer the questions of the Canadian people. Here's the thing, Mr. Speaker. If Enbridge did indeed...
Order. The Honourable Member for Timmins, James Bay has the floor. Members need to come to order so we can hear the question. The Honourable Member for Timmins, James Bay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Because here's the thing. If Enbridge did indeed warn the Prime Minister, then why was the Prime Minister asking Mike Duffy for a briefing on Enbridge on February 17th, 2012? And 3 days later, when Duffy sent Nigel Wright a note that also was sent to Enbridge executives, what was in that note? And it was a Prime Minister. Why was he still speaking with Duffy about Enbridge on April 4th, 2012, if these negotiations had indeed been red flagged with his office as inappropriate?
Reject that question. And as I said, we're not going to comment on matter before the courts. It's Mr. Duffy's actions that are before the court, Mr. Speaker. But I don't think it's a farce to talk about the tax cuts that this government has brought in, highlighting as the member for Ottawa Centre did. He highlighted things like the apprentice tax credit, income splitting, Mr. Speaker, the universal child care benefit. It was 14 pages of tax cuts that this government had brought in that he was taking credit for. Now, unfortunately, the member for Ottawa Centre voted against all of those, but good news for the people of Ottawa Centre. In a few days, that 14-page guide is going to be 16, 17, and 18 pages of even more tax savings.